Hey everyone, it's Katie from Just Playing Around. This is my last Christmas tutorial showing you how I make this Santa face fridge magnet. For his face, I'll be using Sculpey Beige. Roll it into a ball before pressing it out flat on your work surface until it's about 1 centimetre in thickness. Now to make his nose, roll it into a ball and then cut it in half. Now place the nose on the face, slightly off centre. You can use Bacon Bond to stick yours on, however I didn't feel like I needed to for mine, as this clay was already really sticky and malleable clay to begin with. Now to make his ears. Roll out a slightly smaller ball than you did for his nose, and then flatten it out a little bit, and then cut it in half. Then using the edge of one of your tools, press it into the flat side of the ear, making it curved so that it joins onto the face easier. Definitely applying Bacon Bond to the ears. As it's on the outer edge of the face, it's going to be one of the parts that gets pulled on the most when taking the magnet on and off of the fridge, so you want it to be really strong. Then stick the ear on so that the centre of the ear is in line with the top of the nose. Repeat the same for the other side and use your fingers to press them on more. For his glasses, I'm using 2 large jump rings. Apply some Bacon Bond. I know this part's going to get a little bit messy, but remember it's going to dry clear. Use some tweezers to help you place the glasses onto his face. Then use a silicone tip tool to go around the rims of the glasses and clean up as much Bacon Bond as you can. Use the end of an eye pin by shaping and cutting it to make the bridge of the nose for his glasses. Apply a little bit of Bacon Bond before using a pair of tweezers to carefully place it between the 2 jump rings. Then use the silicone tip tool to clean it up and press it down a little bit more. Now using a dotting tool, make the holes for the eyes. Now you can add the rest of the details to the face. This is the same method that I use for making my Kawaii faces, which I have a tutorial for. I'll link that in the description if you'd like to watch it. Once the face is finished, bake it like normal. This will make it a lot easier for adding the beard and the hat. While you're waiting for that to cool down, prep some red clay for his hat. Use an acrylic roller or a pasta maker to roll the clay out thin. Place the face on the red clay, making sure that it reaches from ear to ear on each side, and then use a knife to gently cut around and remove that piece out. Now place the red clay back up against the face and then cut it into a triangle. You should end up with a shape that looks like this. Apply some Bacon Bond and then stick the hat on. Now use your fingers to gently curve and bend the point of the hat over. Now to make the fluffy edge around the hat. Roll and flatten out some white clay and trim the edges, leaving a strip about 1 centimetre wide. Roughly measure how much you're going to need before you cut to size. Now apply some Bacon Bond and then place the white clay on. An important part not to forget is this gap between the red and the white clay. Just join them together by pressing gently down. Now with the point of your knife, make little circular scratching motions in the clay. This is going to make it look like it's got a fluffy texture. Do this until it's completely covered. Then make the ball for the tip of the hat. Roll it out and cut it in half. Then cut the tip of the hat off and apply a little bit of Bacon Bond to the edge of the ball that's going to touch the side of the hat. Then stick it on and texturize it in the same way that you texturized the edge of the hat. Now turn it over and use your finger to gently smooth the white clay into the red, helping them join a little bit more, making it a bit stronger. Now it's time to age this baby-faced looking Santa by adding his moustache and his beard. First apply some Bacon Bond and roll out some white clay long and thin for his moustache. Place the clay on and then use a silicone tip tool to help you shape it around and remove any excess. Then apply some bacon bond to the rest of the area on the face that's going to be covered by beard. Roll out some white clay for the beard and use your fingers to just curve the edge so it'll sit better around his chin. Place it on and then use a knife to cut off the excess that you don't want. You don't necessarily have to cut it into the same shape that I've cut it into. You can play around with it, cut it into a curved beard if you'd like to make him look a little bit chubbier. I actually made the tutorial and then realised at the end of it that he's kind of got some gnomey vibes going on, which isn't a bad thing because then I guess this tutorial bonuses as a double up. At Christmas time, you've got a Santa, and then other times you can just make a little garden gnome, change up the colour, do whatever you like. Just use your fingers to press down and secure the beard on and make it into a bit more of a shape. Now cut 2 small strips from the leftover clay from before to make some sideburns for him. Apply some bacon bond before you stick it down and then cut it to size and repeat with the other side. Use your knife to blend the sideburns down into the beard and also creating the texture at the same time. Do this by making lots of straight little lines in the clay. I'm also using the back of my knife because I don't necessarily want to cut into the clay, I kind of just want to dint it in. The reason I use my knife for this instead of another tool is because I like the finer texture it leaves. However, if you're not comfortable in using yours like this, you can use a needle tool instead. Texturize the whole beard like this until it's completely covered. And then don't forget about texturizing the moustache and blending that into the beard as well. Now this little Santa gnome is ready to bake. After I baked it, I ended up adding some pink chalk pastels to his cheeks to make him look nice and rosy. Then I glazed him with some UV resin to make him strong and shiny. Then I superglued a magnet onto the back of him. This was definitely one of the most detailed tutorials I've done yet. Please let me know in the comments what you thought. I love hearing from you all. And thank you for watching. Please remember to like this video and subscribe for next week's.